What's up, guys? So I just wanted to make this little video, uh, especially because today is such a beautiful day. As you can see behind me, it's like insane, and it's such a blessing. And that's the real background. That's a real. It's not a fake background. Okay, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I just want to talk about Venus evening star versus morning star, how that transition really matched up a lot with what's going on with me in my life, and going from my previous job to this new job, which it's been 3 days and it's been nothing short of amazing. I just hope that it stays that way, but that's up to me. I have to keep working hard. But yeah, I mean, it just that transition matched up so perfectly. So um, you know Venus it transitioned to evening star on June 4th 2024, which that was when I started that other job, and it just transitioned to morning star on March 23rd, the day of the when Venus moved into Pegasus, and when it was the start of the 33rd Venus pentagram. Which I already had a bunch of alignments with that, but this just adds on to it even more. And 3 days after that, Venus was in Pegasus for 3 days, and after that, like 3 days after that, I out of nowhere got contacted about this opportunity. And this was after I was already told by my other company that they weren't going to be extending my contract, and that definitely sucked. But I just blamed myself for that, because I guess. Well, let me finish what I was saying. So, yeah, out of nowhere, 3 days after Venus moved into Pegasus, I was contacted about this position, and then I had an interview the day after, was accepted, or I was offered the position that day, and then the next day I accepted. And what's also crazy is that day I had turned 414 lunar months. I turned it, and new job equals 414 in Sumerian, and so does my name. So I was like, oh my goodness. And Venus has a mean visual magnitude of -4.14. So also the company where I work it's a woman-owned company, so in connection with Venus and women. So there's all that. But I guess going back to when Venus was an evening star, the transition to evening star, the day I started that job, the last one. And I'm not gonna lie, like that period from then till until I found out that they weren't gonna be extending my contract, it was really dark time of my life. And both, I guess, with what I experienced at the company and outside of it too. I mean, they went hand in hand, but first of all, the location was nothing. It was not anything compared to this. Every morning I would see, unfortunately, but I would see like homeless people and alcoholics, like just in the middle of the street, like every single morning. And I mean, that contributed to me getting the tail of my truck stolen while I was at work, so I mean, that was just kind of just what I experienced there. And then also it was also really hard, like when I just started, because I was pretty new to I was doing accounts payable most of my career, and then that was the first time I was doing receivables, so I felt like I was pretty new, and I was getting trained really hard, and the person training me was like, it was just really stressful. It was really stressful, and I was not meeting her standards, and she let it be known that I was not meeting her standards, and also just it was hard for me to make friends there. Really, really hard for me to make friends there. I tried, but I think I felt just really insecure, because I just didn't feel like I was up to par, especially with everyone else who was working there. And I mean, because they were all, it was an engineering company, and they were all like young guys, younger than me, and I knew that they were just doing so well, like in their career, making way more than me, and I knew that they knew that. I think it was hard for me to just not let that get to my head, and it overall was just hard to build relationships with people. Again, a lot of it had to do with me, but it was just, there was a lot of stuff I was experiencing there, and then on top of the fact that some of this, in terms of the decoding, like the things that I was finding and posting, if you were keeping up with me, you would know that I've had some crazy miraculous finds, and how that stuff like connected to me, like my own synchronicities were miraculous too, crazier than any of the decodes I've really seen out there. And the decoding was just taking over my life, because I knew that I was so much better at that than how I felt about my job, and I just that was making it so easy to get distracted by it, because I was like, I just needed to latch on to what I felt actually good at. It was so easy for me to do that, and I just felt really insecure, really dark during that whole time when Venus was an evening star. But now, like, ever since this transition happened, Venus becoming a morning star, and then just getting offered this amazing opportunity right around that time, and where I'm at now, I'm like, started off on the right foot, and I'm, especially because I like had a lot more experience too, because I'm doing receivables again, but like I got the experience that I got all that experience from the past few months, so it's not like I didn't, even though there was a really dark time, it's not like I didn't gain a lot from it. I totally did, and I think it was just preparing me for what I was going to be experiencing right now, and it's amazing. It's hard to, I'm still taking it in, and yeah, like I'm definitely gonna be taking my career a lot more seriously. I'm still gonna try to, I'm not gonna throw decoding out the window, but it's just I have my priorities way more like in order now than I did before, and I feel so much. I truly feel so much better and at ease and at peace. Not even just with myself, but most importantly myself. But that is making it easy for me to just communicate with the rest of the world and be, just a normal person. And so I'm gonna post a lot more videos like this, because I don't want to just be a voice behind the screen, and just like I want my channel to be like super different compared to all the other, not just decoding channels, but all the channels in general. Because of course people post lifestyle videos, but none of those people are into into decoding, and I don't see, there's no decoding channels that post like lifestyle type stuff. So I'm gonna be the bridge. Like, you guys know I'm a bridge. I've been showing how much bridges are tied to my life, and I'm going to be the bridge for that too, showing that just bringing both worlds together. So yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble, and just get used to it, because I'm good. Like I said, I'm gonna post more videos with this background. It's just so beautiful, and I'm gonna take advantage of everything. But yeah, I don't take no credit for none of it. It's all God. So all right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.